Hello, Wani here. I was just thinking about a word, and that word is motivation. Motivation is something that we all have to have in some shape, some form to get anything done. Gotta have motivation. To me, motivation is like baking a cake. In order to bake a cake, unless you're going to do a cheat and do a cake box, a box cake, okay, you just dump it in the bowl and so on and so forth. But if you're going to bake a cake like your grandmama baked, takes time, patience, and you got to be motivated to do it. You got to say, oh, today I want to bake grandma's recipe. Grandma started preparing the night before. She would put her butter out on the counter so that it could be soft and at room temperature the next morning. So what are you waiting for? Hurry. So it took so many ingredients to make grandma's recipe, okay? She didn't make box cakes. Mine didn't. You had to have flour, sugar, eggs, butter, flavor, baking powder, and milk and sugar to bake a cake. You couldn't dump it in the bowl all at one time and stir it up and throw it in a pan and stick it in the oven. No, that's not how you bake a cake. There are steps. First, you got to put the soft butter in the bowl. To that, you add your sugar, and then you beat that. Back then, they would beat by hand. That's how I was taught to make a cake. Beat it 300 times by hand. But now they have all kind of mixtures and stuff. You don't have to do all that stuff. But anyway, you would put your sugar into your softened butter, and then you would beat that until it was well incorporated, smooth. Then you would put in your eggs, usually 3 eggs if it wasn't a pound cake. If it was a pound cake, you used 6 eggs. But you would put your eggs in one at a time. Beat between each egg until it's smooth each time. You would have already mixed your dry ingredients together, a pinch of salt, your flour, and your baking powder. And then alternately, you would add the dry ingredients into the bowl with your milk, usually a cup of milk or so. You dump in your flour and your stuff, and then you beat that a little bit. Then you pour in a little milk, and then you beat that. And then I think the flavor should have been added after you had got all your eggs in there, beat up. Then you got your flavor. Me, myself, I like to put in lemon and vanilla flavor. And some people just put vanilla. But you alternately putting in your dry ingredients and your liquid and your milk. Already on the side, you've greased your cake pans with butter. That's what we use, not any cooking spray and all that junk. Real butter. Because my grandmama, my great-grandma, she had a cow, okay? So we had fresh butter. You mix your stuff all together, a little at a time, the milk and the dry ingredients. Now you had your batter, but you had to make sure that you beat it long enough that it was smooth. No lumps, no clumps, and most of all, no air bubbles. Because if you had the air bubbles once your cake was baked, you would be able to see those spaces in the cake, little air pockets and things like that. You wanted a nice, smooth, fluffy cake. And then usually you would bake your cake on about 350 to 375 degrees. I said all that to say this. Motivation. Some of you don't have it. You have to talk up on it, think up on it. But here's the thing. We have to do whatever we have to do to motivate us to get to where we need to be, where we need to go, to get us to do what we want to do. It takes motivation and perseverance, or just a plain old word, patience. You can't bake a cake in 10 minutes. It takes time. Motivation. You got to want to do something. Stop complaining about how everything is and try to do something to change the space around you, whatever that may be. Talking to people, visiting someone who's sick, whatever. Brighten up the little corner where you are. Motivation. That's the word for this Monday. This is Wani signing off. Bye-bye now. Have a great day.